for one. They said not a comeback. Wait, actually.
Because there's different, because once you equip that one that they can see my back.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm just gonna. So, we might win this. Who knows? Mushroom. Just to let you know, I'm doing live stream. It might be the biggest comeback. No, actually, the biggest comeback would be like 1 versus like 20.
Two biggest noobs and one.
John Wick.
Yeah, I don't even know if John Wick is a good player.
Is John Wick a noob?
Yep. It's just a brother playing on his account. Is that brother a noob?
Or is it just one of those really dumb people who bought everything? Who bought all their tiers?
Yeah.
Well, let's find out. They do a drive-by and kill every one of our teammates. Get him. Come on, don't die, don't die. Yeah, we got him. Finish him. Ah. Ah, our team plays third. Wait, there's 2 other teams?
No. Yes, there's one more guy up all alone. He's all alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, against all
Oh, this might be the best comeback.
Like, look on your map.
Yeah, I see it. 1 versus 6. This guy might have the biggest comeback. Is he up there? Is he the guy on top?
Because if your teammates get too high from a distance or too far, it won't show the thing on top of their head, that white thing.
Yeah.
So it might be that guy.
And they don't know.
Can you imagine they accidentally...
It's him.
Oh, that's not their teammate. Oh, God.
Oh, this guy looks like he's pretty good. The Magikarp 2002. Oh, this guy's trying to go for the trick shot. No scope. Ah, he killed himself. I think he killed himself. I wish I had Taco Bell. Okay, next game. Ah, I hit my knee on something. Yeah. I'm spinning a swivel chair and I hit my knee on it. Okay, you want to play teams of 20 again?
Okay. Yeah. But put it no fill.
Oh, no, Phil? Oh, no. Oh, no. Is it really just going to be one team of 2? Or is it just going to not have our squad?
It's just not going to have our squad.
Oh, what if it was just one team of 2? I bet that would be the new YouTube or Twitch challenge.
Oh my God, dude, just imagine.
2 people versus like, oh, like 80 other people. Well, I mean, at least.
Have you bought any skins, or like, is that like the only skin that you have?
It's the only skin I have right now. I know, it's sad. And I only have 200 V-Bucks because I've been doing some of the battle pass.
No, I'm going to first battle pass character.
Really?
You'll see what he is.
Hey, it still had them, even though I clicked no fill. That's weird. They don't have mics, so. Where do you want to drop?
In what button? We're gonna drop on top. Click 50.
Where? Oh, Shifty. This grass. Ooh.
Now check that this move.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Reverse, reverse. Reverse,
Have
reverse.
you ever got caught on the top of the and fell off?
Oh no, I haven't. I've seen that happen to so many people though.
Did that happen to me yesterday? And I'm like, oh wow. And I got down from a person that quickly. I told him,
Oh, you completely missed this amazing blue pump. Ha. First gun, blue pump.
wow, another big one. Another chest.
Where are you? I can't see your name tag. Who are you? Oh, I see you. Nero, Nero. Everybody clap your hands. Whoa, that does not sound like clapping.
Because I'm doing this with my mouth. Oh yeah, look at the first season character.
Wait, I'm getting some wood. Okay.
This is the first season character.
Oh, I've seen that dude. Hey, there's a green pump in here.
Don't take it.
I didn't. I just took all the ammo. You're welcome.
Oh, but I'm gonna kill you.
How much shotgun ammo you have?
Like 35.
I have 35 also. So I didn't really take anything from you.
Oh wow, I got 2 boogie bombs.
How did none of you guys see this chest?
Oh yeah, I already saw that chest, but I was going to the house with the.
Oh,
I got a heavy shotgun.
makes sense.
That guy can't.
I'm gonna take some of these mushrooms. There's a whole bunch of mushrooms right here. How did you guys? Why did you guys not take them? You guys didn't have any of them. No. Taking all my mushrooms. I got some impulse nades if we need them. Not that we will.
Ooh, I'll take them.
Nah, I know what you did last time. Last time you had impulse nades, and you told me to come get an assault rifle.
That was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore. It's just a novelty.
Oh, I remember that one time when you tried to impulse grenade me, and you ended up downing yourself and not me.
Oh yeah.
And I like let you go to like almost, I almost let you die, and then I saved you.
Yeah. I remember the last time, I said, I wonder what's gonna happen if I just like, throw an impulse grenade on the launch pad and jump at the same time. But like right when I did that, I impulsed you off on accident. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah.
And I came to get you. The storm coming. Then I got killed by a mule.
Yee. That sucked. Okay, I sort of have a weird combination in my loadout. Okay, so I got a tactical submachine gun, right? A blue pump shotgun, a gray tactical shotgun, an assault rifle with a scope, and some impulse grenades. Got a really weird loadout. Hey, I think there's someone down here. There is, I see him. He's around that corner, dude. Get him, get him, get him. You don't get him, I'm getting him. He's in the shop down here.
I'm always over here by.
Why are you all the way over there?
I wanted to get a supply drop.
Yes, it is. Jeez, we're just killing all these people here.
I can see it.
Everyone's just taking all the weapons here. You really missed out. Oh no, everyone just started shooting in the room. Oh, I found a shopping cart.
Oh, bring it to me. Bring it.
I'm coming, coming.
I mean, if anybody hops in there with you, just stay still and give them enough knowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna get in the passenger. Just do a drive-by. Like, what if we just did a drive-by and like we just shotgun the people as we were driving past them?
Yeah, I'll just probably exit from the car and it will automatically just put you and I'll just be shotgunning people and let you keep going up.
I've seen a lot of people do a minigun and a shopping cart, but what you should do is a rocket launcher and a shopping cart.
Impulses with shopping carts.
Oh yes. Yes.
Or wait, stay on the shopping cart. Stay on the shopping cart. I want to see if a booger bomb would work on it.
Nope. Aha.
No. Oh my god, that's just like bulletproof.
Oh no.
The shopping cart.
No, I'm glitching. I couldn't get out.
Doesn't imagine I had 10 booger bombs. People are trying to revive this guy. I'm like, nope. They actually got 5 boogie bombs in game 1.
Oh wow.
It was a squad. It was like a normal squad. I was lucky to get all those boogie bombs. Wow.
Okay, now I got a purple tactical machine gun, pump shotgun, blue, gray tac, a semi-auto sniper rifle, purple, and some impulse grenades.
I'm ditching you.
No. Bye. Oh, there's a guy right here. I need to get out. Need to get out. Ooh, ah, they got me, ah. There's so many people here, They just slaughtered me. How can you where you left me? They just start slaughtering me. They're in there. They are in there. They just start slaughtering me.
Dude, I found right when I hate that glitch. They need to fix that.
What?
They won't do down.
Okay, let's leave.
Okay, just leave. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want
Our team's probably gonna lose. What time is it over there?
9:39.
Over here it is 8:39. We're behind you by an hour. Okay, so do you guys want to? You still want to play teams of 20?
No, let's play some duos.
Some regular duos? Blitz?
No, split.
Blitz?
All by yourself. All right.
Okay. Blitz, no fill.
I'm going my second.
I wish you could give people V-Bucks. Just be like, give me some of your V-Bucks.
Yeah, the only outfits that you can, the only outfits are in season 2, like the first one, was the blue square, the royal knight, the sparkling specialist, and the black knight.
Oh, wow.
Black is my favorite color. I got the 10,000 V-Bucks before, and the only thing that it was like a long time ago. There's nothing good in the shop, like a long time ago. 2017 in Fortnite. So I'm like, no, screw it. So I just bought like 100 llamas on Secret World.
Oh, wow. You should have just kept it for future.
I was dumb that time. I didn't know what to do.
I want to save up to buy like the season 6 battle pass with the rate that I collect V-Bucks at. I'm gonna like get the season 6 battle pass, more like the season 7. My game is very laggy. Okay, never mind. Wait, am I still recording? I wonder. I am. I forgot. Cause there's this thing that said like the internet connection was weird.
My ping is only 4 right now.
Oh dang.
That's like really good. The lowest connection that you ever have, it's the best connection that you can ever have.
I'm at like around 100 right now. I'm past 100 ping. Salty? Or where you want to drop?
I didn't want to go. Salty.
Salty makes you salty.
I know, right? I even have the pure salt emo, but I got rid of it.
Why?
I just wanted to, because it was just a dumb emo, like, this, it's like, putting some salt on, like, garlic salt fish.
No, it's like making other people salty when you do it. When you do that one. Okay, I'm landing on the house that you're in. But you're already way down there. There's a guy right here. Ooh, he doesn't know I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna try and get inside the house somehow. I can't find the door. Right there, right there. I don't have a weapon. Got a jump pad. What?
I'm getting attacked.
Nice.
Not nice.
Oh wow, I did something where now I can't do anything.
Oh my.
What happened?
I jumped off a thing and I'm only at 8 health.
Oh wow. Yeah, I got some bandages over here.
Nope, nope, nope.
Oh, they finished you. That sucks. What?
What are you doing?
I don't have any good weapons, okay? That's why I picked up the minigun.
That's a good weapon that is in your hand right now.
This?
Yeah.
It's a green tack. Oh, I see him.
They buffed the tack. Have you ever thought of the tack that gets buffed?
Do you think they're down here?
Some Minecraft Online these days.
I'm playing some Minecraft every now and then.
Wanna play in a little bit?
Sure.
Survival World?
I have my own really cool world, actually. Oh, whoa! My game froze! My game froze when I was in midair, and I wouldn't headshot that guy if it didn't freeze. That sucked.
I mean, once you die, it just, yeah, dude. Like, once you die, it'll make your game freeze for a second.
Okay, I want to play more Fortnite or go Minecraft?
Like, one more Fortnite, duos.
Yours? Okay.
Try to win.
Come on, give me a duo win. I've never gotten a duo win. That's the one win that I haven't gotten yet.
I got a duo win today. Like, probably like 1 hour ago. Yeah, 1 hour ago.
I just leaked all my wins. I have one win in solo and one win in squad.
I need 30 more tiers to get the Omega.
Oh wow. Wow, I did duos no fill. Jeez, what are you doing over there? Whoa. Yeah? I think I gotta eat right now. So, just leave me to be. I'll come back though. My plate.
Oh, you can bring your food in
Yeah, as long as my stepbrother's in here. He doesn't like me eating in here because I don't put my dishes back in the sink when I'm done. And so he has to do it. But so, he's not gonna be here all night, so. You're not gonna pick up some of these bandages? Whoa, that was so weird. Wait, no, those weren't bandages. That was so weird. You know what? I saw bandages, and then for some reason my game glitched, and then I saw sniper ammo. And like, the bandages turned into sniper ammo, like, no joke. That's how you can tell when your game is glitching. Okay, any guns that you don't need, really? Cause,
a burst.
oh wow, I upgraded from a pistol to a suppressed pistol.
I got a big kill first.
Okay, I'm coming down. I see the burst. Thank you very much. Cool, I upgraded from a purple suppressed pistol to a gold.
I'm a gold. Oh, dude, come get my scar. I just got a legendary now.
Okay, where are you? Oh wow, you left this jump pad right here. Yeah?
You need to eat, not play and talk and eat. You need to eat.
Okay. Okay, I have to eat. So I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna give you all my stuff.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us. We have what Thanos wants. So that's what we use. Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow. Is near. When I'm done, half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. I hope they remember you.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh.
What?
And I am Spider-Man.
Oh.
I have never worked at district attorney's office. I have never prosecuted.
In the Transformers movies, you know who I feel the worst for? People Transformers. Can you imagine trying to get to work just to have your car turn into an alien robot and fly away? Well, that's $28,000 down the drain. Optimus, the least you can do is call him an Uber. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show with a PhD in movie minutia. Now, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while I'm struck with the powerful realization that the future is here now. Granted, it might not be the future everyone predicted. I'm still waiting for my Back to the Future hoverboard, holographic clothing, and self-drying jacket after all. But all of this makes me wonder what other things are just right around the corner. Quite honestly, it's hard to rule out anything at this point. Even the craziest things that we see in movies. The amnesia machine from Men in Black. If the CIA don't have it already, I bet they're working on something similar. Willy Wonka's everlasting gobstopper. Yes, please. And what about the Transformers? Self-aware robots that can, on their own, change their form based on the task at hand. It's a huge ask. Things like that could never be possible, right? Well, I am doing a video about it, so... No, I hear what you're saying. Matt Pat, you've gone too far. Robotics have made advances in recent history, but the Transformers defy the laws of physics, you butt munch. Well, to that I have one thing to say, hypothetical critic. Words hurt. Even words like butt munch, which nobody has used since they turned 9. But also, I'm not saying that in 5 years Optimus Prime is gonna land on Earth and start ripping Decepticon heads off. I'm saying that the technology we have today makes Transformers closer to fact than they are to fiction. Especially when you look at what these automotive behemoths are really made out of. Which nicely segues to the question, what are they actually made out of? Well, it turns out the source material says a lot of different things. The Transformers have no less than 4 separate origin stories. Whether you're talking about the OG Marvel Comics, the original TV show, the UK version, or the live-action movies, this franchise is exhausting. And don't even get me started on the Beast Wars. Man, I love that show. To me, Megatron will always be a cute purple T-Rex. So if conflicting stories wasn't bad enough, then they all use words like quintesson and cube creationism. So you know that this is a serious issue. When it comes to what they're made out of, though, all the origins agree that the Transformers are metal and basically mechanical. So instead of staying alive with food and water, they need the right kind of fuel. So thanks a lot, Captain Obvious. The machine monsters are made out of metal. What about some specifics? Well, we actually get the most information about the chemistry of the Transformers at the molecular level from the movies, specifically Age of Extinction. They even take the time to name the Transformers material Transformium. Transformium. Yeah, super creative job there, everybody. Now, if only you'd spend as much time building your fictional world as you did researching the laws around relationships with minors. This is illegal. She's a minor.
We're protected by the Romeo and Juliet laws. Got a pre-existing juvenile foundation. Statute 270. 5-3.
Romeo and Juliet, huh? And on that note, yeah, I know. It pains me to go to the Michael Bay movies. Michael Bay's Transformers are practically unwatchable and offensive, taking a lot of liberties with the Transformers lore.
His vocal processors were damaged in battle.
But the fact of the matter is that the movies give us the most concrete scientific clues about what these guys are actually made out of. So if we're going to take a look at the real-world technology behind these things, well, this is going to be the best route to take. So this theory is going to focus on Transformium, and from there we're going to see how close we are to making our own Optimus Prime. And the fact of the matter is the technology is really cool, so let's all just agree to get along here in the name of science, okay? Okay. So in Age of Extinction, humans have gotten pretty sick of alien robots destroying their cities when they fight each other. So the US government starts trying to make their own Transformers. The scientists crack the code of how to work with Transformium and boom, man-made Transformer. So how far am I from being able to make my own bodyguard/camper van? Well, let's take a look at what we know about Transformium. Roll out the tape.
A rare earth metal, molecularly unstable, industrial uses, none.
So according to Tobias Funke's evil twin, we're looking at a metal that's unstable, rare, and isn't for industrial purposes. We also know a few things from the Transformers themselves. Transformium ought to be pretty lightweight, since some of the Transformers can fly, which wouldn't happen if they were made of, say, lead. They also enter and exit Earth's atmosphere, so this metal needs to have a high melting point. Specifically, entering the atmosphere causes objects to reach 1,477 degrees Celsius, or 2691 degrees Fahrenheit for all of us in the good old US of A. Where our independence is dictated by how difficult our measurement system is. So the melting point of whatever metal we're using would have to be above that. Is there a substance on Earth that can check off all of these boxes? Well, a quick perusal of all the usual suspects on the periodic table tells us no. But then, what's this? A group of elements called rare earth metals, since they are, big shocker, rare. And it looks like chemists are just as bad at naming things as the writers for Age of Extinction. Maybe I should stop giving them such a hard time.
Search the property. What do you mean search the property? You don't have a warrant. My face. It's my warrant.
Nope, totally justified. Now, the best analog for Transformium would actually be the lightest of the bunch, Scandium. Atomic number 21. It's lightweight with a density similar to aluminum, so flying around like Starscream wouldn't be an issue, and it has a melting point of 1,540 degrees Celsius, well above our limit for objects entering the atmosphere. This ensures that Optimus and the gang don't pull an Alex Mack and turn into a puddle of metallic goo each time they enter the planet's atmosphere. We don't use Scandium for industrial use because it's so rare, just like we hear about in the movie, and Scandium even looks like the sample of Transformium that we see in Age of Extinction. On a chemical level, if we were to start making our own Transformers, Scandium would actually be a really good, really accurate candidate. And while that's all well and good, it's far from the whole equation, because the big challenge of Transformium isn't the chemistry, it's the physics. The problem with creating Optimus Prime isn't creating something that looks like his truck form, that's just a truck. We want a substance that can mutate itself into practically anything. And as it turns out, advances in robotics are making Transformium look less like a pipe dream and more like an inevitability. In fact, the building blocks are already here. For example, we already have machines that can react to their environments as necessary. These are called self-configuring modular robots, and they can change shapes, walk, and in some cases even fly. Just take a look at the M-Tran 3, an example of a self-configuring modular robot made of interlocking parts that can change its configuration and movement at will. As you can see here, it's arranged itself into a long chain that moves by undulating like a caterpillar, but it can also form a lattice, grow legs, even walk away. Sure, it's rudimentary, but let's face it, it already looks a lot better than those walking domino blocks that we saw in Interstellar. In both the real world and the Transformers universe, the robot is changing its appearance to best suit the purpose it needs to fulfill. Now, you might think this thing is slow, unimpressive, and looks like a miniature plastic AT-AT from Empire Strikes Back than a Transformer, but keep in mind that the M-Tran 3 debuted at a robotics expo in 2005. In 2005, the Nintendo Wii and the iPhone 1 were things of the future. More recently, we've had M-Blocks, small cubes that self-assemble without legs, wheels, or any external parts. Just cubes that can hop around and assemble on their own with nothing more than magnets. Still, if we're looking for something like Transformium, we would need robots that are smaller, faster, and more versatile than these self-configuring modular robots. Transformium, as we see in the movie, is programmable. It has a memory. Programmable matter might seem way out of our collective human league, but scientists are actually developing exactly that in a branch of nanotechnology known as Claytronics. Think of Claytronics as a mix of robotics and computer science. Claytronics uses a system of very small programmable computers known as Claytronic atoms or CATOMs, working in conjunction with each other to create three-dimensional objects that the user can interact with. So imagine you're Skyping or FaceTiming with someone a few years in the future. Right now, all you're going to get is a two-dimensional feed of the person you're talking to. But Claytronics would make it possible for your device to do a full body scan of the person you're talking to, recreate them out of CATOMs, and then put a three-dimensional version of the person right next to you in your very room. And then, when the CATOMs are done being your friend, they could potentially transform back into a couch, or a table, or television. The possibilities truly are endless here. You know those cool nanobots from Big Hero 6? Yeah, it's kind of like that. And here's the kicker. Even though it seems like this sort of technology should be decades, if not centuries away, experts think we're pretty close right now. An article from the Institute of Ethics and Emerging Technologies in 2014 cites that researchers at Intel Labs are projecting basic Claytronic products for commercial use by the year 2020. And researchers at Carnegie Mellon University are making noteworthy progress. They've produced electromagnetic CATOMs which are able to disassemble and reconfigure themselves in a span of 1/10 of a second. So just give it a few more years and shape-shifting programmable matter, just like Transformium, could be in your very living room. Or I guess in this case, in your garage. But then this all begs one final question. If we can make Transformium, then wouldn't actual Transformers be right behind? In fact, all you loyal fans of film theory will remember our episode about Terminator Skynet, where we learned that artificial intelligence is projected to advance to the point that computers become self-aware maybe as soon as 2045. So if we create shape-shifting robot computers through Claytronics by 2020 and true AI by 2045, it would only be a matter of time before they become our robotic overlords, right? Well, there's still one fatal flaw in building robots that can transform and combine to become more than meets the eye, and it's not in the robots themselves or their AI. In fact, the biggest problem is also the most stupidest. And yes, I know I did that grammatically incorrect for effect. I know it's more stupider. The issue, believe it or not, is this. That's right, friends. There's one big issue holding back the advent of Transformers in the real world, and it's a problem that we faced all our lives. Batteries aren't included. Yes, from the days of your battery-draining Super Scope 6 to your Transformers Megatron walkie-talkie radio to the line you say yourself every single day, I need to go charge my phone. Batteries are what are holding us back the most. Even though our circuits are going micro-scale and our computers are getting more and more powerful, we can't say the same about batteries. In the past 60 years, we've seen a trillion-fold increase in computing power. That's no exaggeration, a literal trillion-fold increase in computing power. But since 2007, phone battery life has only improved by 22%. And the size of the thing is still relatively huge compared to the size of the phone. The problem isn't creating Transformers, it's powering them. Entirely new power source systems just don't exist for these sorts of super advanced robot AI hybrids. And it's standing between us and the Transformer revolution, my friend. Well, at least until they become our overlords and start harvesting human electrical potential to fuel them like the Matrix. I mean, what? But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut. Seriously though, we all know that the Matrix human battery thing is complete fiction, so no need to leave the note in the comments. I know you will anyway though. You already have. So if you're a fan of film theories like this one, then you must like the idea of bringing fictional worlds into real life. Well, if that's the case, then you should click right here to check out my series Game Lab over on the Game Theorist channel, where we take the same idea but do it to video games. And even if you don't like video games, I promise you're gonna get a kick out of this one. Do you like fantasy movies? Well then check out the episode where we siege a castle. For honor! Hashtag not spawn. How about action movies? Watch us defuse a bomb.
Opening the box now.
Like the Matrix? Then you're gonna get a kick out of the hacker episode.
You gain access to a network, and from there you keep on branching out.
Not that you would process thousands of photos and share them instantly, but you could.
Open, edit, and save large files in an instant.
Good. It's a little hard to cut the pork chop though. It just seems a little tough in some spots. It is pretty good.
shout out to the true first comment on the We Broke YouTube game theory, the Nyan Robots. Thanks, Nyan Robot, for ringing that subscription bell and being a part of the notification squad. That's something I'm looking to do more regularly on the channel, by the way. Make those first comments count, and shout out you guys who are the first comers every week to the show. Because you know what? You guys rock. Thank you so much for supporting the channel over all these years. Anyway, onward to today's episode, which is gonna make you flip. Or at the very least, give you the secret hacks that you need to become the mic-dropping finale at your school's talent show. But in all seriousness, of all the trends to hit big in 2016, bottle flipping was perhaps the most surprising. Sure, we expect the collective mind of the internet to dredge up long-forgotten childhood shows, ironically appreciate terrible movies, recreate popular dance moves, or latch on to trending news stories, but flipping bottles of water so that they can land correctly? That was the big thing of 2016? I mean, I act like it's surprising, but when you really stop to think about it, its massive popularity makes a lot of sense. It's something literally anyone can do, watch, and appreciate. You see it happen and you understand it regardless of how old you are or what language you speak. It's a game that anyone can play for free, and when you get really good and practice a lot, or just have the magic of editing and cut to your best of 100 takes, you can do some really impressive stuff. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, here's the skinny. Bottle flipping entails taking a bottle and tossing it so that it twirls through the air like a gymnast and sticks a 10 out of 10 landing. IGN would flip again. And that's it. AAA game companies, take note. This is the type of game that people want to play these days. Now, despite what Know Your Meme might say, the origins go back as far as 2007 to a video released by a skateboarder named Ben Daleman. But it was this video I alluded to earlier, Michael Senator's epic flip during his school talent show last year, that really caused people to flip out over the flip. From there was a short trip off to the land of the YouTubers, with everyone from Ryan Higa, Dude Perfect, and Fernan Flew giving this trend the viral fire that it needed. But then, why am I talking about this on Game Theory? Well, because it is a game. It's the ultimate mobile game. And also, honestly, it's because a lot of you have been eagerly asking for a more science-heavy episode. And let me tell you, for as elegantly simple as bottle flipping might be, scientifically, it's a completely different story, involving everything from elasticity of collisions to fluid dynamics to momentum to laws of gravity. And if you understand that science, you'll actually have an unfair advantage in your next bottle flipping tournament, or at your next school talent show, or your next visit to grandma's house, or whenever you want to flip a bottle to impress people. Might I recommend your first date? And sure, I get it, yeah, you probably don't want to do it anymore anyway since you've moved on to the next viral bottle-based trend, like pulling dollar bills out from under bottles. Whatever, okay, I know this episode is an old trend, but damn it, these things take time to research. So here it is, the scientific cheat code that'll get you the upper hand in the world of bottle ballistics. So before you start pitching your old plastic around, your flip can either be made or lost by the very first choice that you make, the bottle. Think about it, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different brands of bottled water on the market, and almost all of them have different bottle shapes, heights, even thicknesses of plastic, and picking the right one can make the difference between becoming a flipping champ or a flipping chump. So if you think of bottle flipping as a video game, then think of your choice of bottle as the difficulty slider. The typical bottle most people are using, rounded bottle, thin plastic like Poland Springs, those are effectively the normal setting. Not too hard, not too easy, just a good sweet spot to judge other bottles. But what in particular makes this one the ideal middle-of-the-road candidate? Well, let's take two other bottles and it'll all become clear. A water cooler jug and a bottle of Diet Coke, because, let's be honest, I have a problem. Now, the Diet Coke bottle is the bottle flipping equivalent of hard mode, and the reason for that is surface area. Notice that the bottom isn't round like the other two, but rather has multiple prongs. Now, under normal usage, that's a great shape. It gives the bottle added stability. In fact, as someone who has an unhealthy addiction to soda, and by proxy a lot of useless knowledge about the history of soda, I can tell you, in the early days of 2-liter bottles, they needed an extra black cap at the base of the bottle to maintain the bottle's ability to stand up. That system existed until it became difficult to recycle the two separate plastic pieces, and a new process had to be designed, these pronged bottles. Man, Diet Coke, you truly are a work of art. Yeah, all you other sodas who have the exact same bottle, you're fine too, but Diet Coke, beautiful, both inside and out. For normal use anyway, when flipping bottles, it is a completely different story. You see, in physics, the energy of being in motion is called kinetic energy, and the word elasticity is a measure of how much kinetic energy remains as kinetic energy after two objects combine. To give you an example, let's look at anime in a scene that, now that I watch it over again, I should really be covering over on Film Theory. I mean, look at his face collapsing. There is so much science that I could cover in that thing. Anyway, Goku punches Krillin in the face. Goku's fist has a bunch of kinetic or movement energy. That then gets transferred into Krillin's face and body, launching him off for miles. So one would say that the elasticity of that collision of fist to face is really high. The kinetic energy of Goku's fist stays as movement energy as Krillin flies through the air. Seriously though, the more times I watch this scene over and over, the more I realize I need to cover that over on Film Theory. Making a note right now. So that's an elastic collision. The more classic and boring example that you've probably heard in school are two pool balls hitting each other. Alternatively, there are inelastic collisions, where the kinetic energy is transformed into deforming the material, or where energy is lost in other ways, like heat and sound. The Goku punch example isn't perfectly elastic because some of his punch energy is lost deforming Krillin's face. Look at that, that has gotta hurt. If Krillin has one superpower outside of Destructo Discs, which are really cool, it's the fact that he is like a human punching bag. He takes punishment for days. A good example of an inelastic collision is two balls of clay thrown together. They stick, there is no bounce. All of the kinetic energy of the two balls moving is lost as they deform into one larger ball. Now, knowing all that, look at our bottle flip. It's plastic hitting a table, so the collision will be mostly elastic, like the pool balls, where the kinetic energy of the bottle falling is preserved. In fact, we measured, and it's a force of about 50 newtons. That in and of itself isn't too much, but the table isn't gonna move, right? So that movement energy has to go somewhere, and that's back into the bottle, which is causing it to bounce. The plastic of the bottle compresses ever so slightly and then springs back into position, just like an actual spring, causing it to rebound from the table and potentially costing you your glorious moment at the talent show and the subsequent tour around the talk show circuit. And I was so close to you, Jimmy Fallon. One day. One day. Now, 50 newtons isn't going to cause a whole lot of bounce when it's spread out over a wide surface, like, say, the rounded bottom of your average water bottle, but the prongs? That force gets moved to the very small area that's actually hitting the table, causing the bottle to rebound higher and thus making it harder to get that perfect landing. On the other end of the spectrum are the large jugs of water. While YouTube channels might try to make this seem like it's super impressive that they're just landing these flips, that these are the most extreme flips out there, they're just wrong, or lying to you. More clickbait. These things are flipping easy mode. Part of it is the huge surface area of the base, but to see why these are the clear choice for any flipping noobs, we need to talk about the other elephant in the room, finding the perfect water level. Empty water bottles weigh practically nothing. My pro level flip bottle weighs in at a mere 17 grams. And if you have an empty water bottle just sitting on the table, its center of mass, which is basically the point on the bottle where all the mass averages out, is right around the middle. But water is a lot heavier than plastic. And when you put something that's significantly more massive, like water, into a bottle, the center of mass is gonna move. In this case, it moves downward. There's more mass on the bottom of the bottle than on the top, and thus the place where the mass averages out is gonna end up a lot lower. Now, why is that important? Because the center of mass sometimes goes by another name, the center of gravity. And gravity, as the biggest thing standing between you and that perfect bottle flip, pulls from the center of gravity. So the lower the center of gravity is, the less likely that bottle is gonna tip over when you flip it. Think about it this way. And Edward, huge clap and a half to you to be demonstrating visually how this all works. Because this is the sort of thing that, sure, I can explain it the best I can, but it really helps to see it. So A+ on the visuals, even though I'm recording this before the visuals are done, so don't screw it up, Edward. Don't do it. Don't you screw it up, Edward. If you do, no one will understand this concept and the entire episode is ruined. Pressure's on. Think about it this way. When the center of mass is lowered and you, say, tip the bottle to the left, the center of gravity of the bottle is hovering over the right side. This means that the Earth is pulling on the right side of the bottle, which makes it want to stand back up instead of falling over, thus allowing you to walk off the high school stage head held high. But if you overfill the bottle with water, now the center of gravity is much higher. The point at which all the mass has averaged out has crept back upwards. When that happens and it's tipped to the left, the center of mass is now to the left of the tipping point, and gravity will pull the bottle down, causing it to fall and causing you to take the walk of shame for the rest of 10th grade, or move to another school district. This is why getting just the right amount of water is tricky and essential. You need to put in enough water in the the bottle so that the center of mass goes about as far down as it can get without inadvertently allowing that center of gravity to creep back upwards by overfilling. And yeah, I know that the comments are already rolling in from you general relativity fanboys. Just chill out, everything is coming up Isaac Newton today. You'll have your relativity episodes, I promise. In fact, if I remember right, I think that the first ever episode of Game Theory touched on relativity topics, so there you go. Hashtag an apple a day gives Newton the respect that he deserves. So mathematically, the ideal sweet spot is going to be filling up that bottle to the 1/3 mark. It's there that the center of mass is going to be about as low as it can go. Now, obviously, all bottles are different, but for a surefire technique, eyeball the 1/3 location and try to tip your bottle over at a 45-degree angle and then let it go. If it falls back upright, congratulations, you did it. If it falls over, that means your center of mass is too high, so start chugging some water. Those wide, short, squat water cooler bottles are the easiest ones to flip because they're the ones where keeping the center of gravity low is a cinch. Just look at the jugs in this video.
Yeah.
The water jugs in this Dude Perfect video. I mean, jeez. Grow up. This is a family-friendly show. Anyway, those jugs are barely filled, and that's because it doesn't take a lot of water to weigh these puppies down, getting their center of mass low. And it's going to be really hard to fill it so high that your center of gravity is going to result in you tipping it over. These jugs are just super stable. Now, obviously, you're not going to shove a water cooler jug in your backpack to pull out during lunch hour bottle flipping tournaments, win a cheesy dipper from Steve, right? So what bottle do you choose? Well, in between these jugs and our standard round-bottomed ones is everything from Smart Water to Fiji Water, each with its own various pros and cons. Smart Water's tall, narrow shape is going to make it really hard to find that sweet spot in water line. Fiji Water, being made from a firmer plastic and with a wider base, is definitely going to be easier than a typical bottle. Just be careful of finding the water level since it's so short. The fact that it's short is going to mean that you're going to have to be a lot more precise in your water level measurements. And lastly, the throw. Now, before we talk about bottles, let's talk hammers. Grab a hammer and toss it in the air. Actually, no. If you are on your way to the garage right now, stop. Come on back. Come back, please. Hopefully you're still listening to me. It's dangerous and you'll put a hole in the floor. Instead, let's visit history's most famous hammer tossers, the Hammer Bros. Notice how the hammer twirls all lopsided before finally landing? Well, it's because of our old friend, center of mass. Objects in free fall that have any rotation will always rotate around their center of mass. Hammers, which traditionally have wooden handles and steel heads, have a hugely lopsided center of mass and rotate around that. But the cool part is, for as chaotic as that movement looks, if you trace the trajectory of the center of mass, it will always follow a perfect arc. I mean, look at any Mario game. Even though the handle's moving everywhere, the hammer head is consistently falling in an arc. Well done, Nintendo. Way to pay attention to the laws of physics. Except, I guess, for an Italian plumber being able to launch himself hundreds of feet into the air. So, well done picking and choosing your physics battles, I guess? Anyway, trust me, I'm not just saying this based on a video game. In real life, tossing hammers acts the same way. Toss a hammer safely and outside, please, and you'll see the exact same thing happen. Or better yet, watch a video on YouTube. I'm sure one exists. Here's one right here. Literally anything you want is on YouTube. But here's the thing, for as complicated as throwing a hammer may look, a water bottle is even more complicated because fluid dynamics are involved. Which, let's be honest here, is a sentence I included to make you sound smart when you mention it to your friends. Because fluid dynamics, for as impressive and complicated as it sounds, is really just another word for the movement of liquid. Fluid being dynamic. Makes sense, right? Anyway, when you flip the bottle into the air, the center of mass is shifting as the mass of the water moves around in the bottle. As it does this, the water robs the bottle of angular momentum or spin. This becomes most dramatic just after the bottle flips, when the water sloshes around and goes from being in the bottom of the bottle to the top. It adjusts to gravity, which simultaneously helps push the bottle down, allowing for that signature straight up landing. How this knowledge helps you is that most newbie bottle flippers include too much horizontal velocity. You're throwing the bottle too far forward. Notice Michael's toss, both at the talent show and on Stephen Colbert. It barely moves forward. You see, if the bottle is moving forward too fast, when it lands, the bottle's movement is suddenly stopped, but the water inside the bottle still wants to move forward, and it does, which takes all the mass with it. So instead of acting like a stabilizing force inside the bottle, the water actually helps knock the bottle over. The key here is to try to use as much force upward while also putting that spin on the bottle. The best way to do this is to make sure that the bottle is parallel with the ground when you release it. This sends the center of mass straight upward, and since you're holding on to the other end, the bottle will naturally rotate as you let go. So there you have it, the steps to a perfect flip. Choose a